What if I told you that some of Hollywood's biggest stars just couldn't keep their hands off each other? From Gary Cooper seducing nearly every co-star to Marlon Brando's wild adventures. These tales are hotter than you can imagine. Here are the top 25 biggest sex freaks in Hollywood history. 1. Gary Cooper. Gary Cooper was one of Hollywood's biggest stars, known for his roles in classic films like High Noon and Sergeant York. However, his personal life was filled with numerous affairs with his co-stars, earning him a reputation as a womanizer. Cooper's biography could easily be summed up by saying he starred in a movie and quickly began an affair with his co-star. This happened repeatedly throughout his career. He was rumored to have hooked up with almost all of his female co-stars, including famous actresses like Clara Bow and Lupe Velez. One of his most notorious affairs was with Marlene Dietrich while he was dating Lupe Velez. This affair sparked a nasty feud between the two actresses. Velez, feeling betrayed, insisted on being on set with Cooper and Dietrich at all times. In a fit of rage, she even tried to shoot Cooper when her suspicions were confirmed. Cooper didn't stop there. He had a fling with Tallulah Bankhead, who famously said, "The only reason I went to Hollywood was to fuck that divine Gary Cooper." His charm and good looks made him irresistible to many women, and he continued to bed his co-stars throughout his career. 2. Lupe Velez. Lupe Velez, famously known as the Mexican Spitfire, was a vibrant and fiery actress in Hollywood during the Golden Age. Her life was filled with passion, drama, and controversy, and she became widely known for the bizarre urban legends surrounding her death. One such legend claimed she died with her head in a toilet after committing suicide because her lover abandoned her while she was pregnant. However, she was very jealous and often accused him of having affairs, including with actor Anderson Lawler. There are stories about Velez unzipping Cooper's pants at social gatherings to sniff at his crotch, claiming she could smell Lawler's cologne. These tales reflect the intense and often outrageous nature of her jealousy. Known for her bold and unrestrained behavior, Velez was rumored to have had many lovers and to engage in shocking acts, such as lifting her dress above her head to reveal she wasn't wearing underwear. However, many of these stories were likely exaggerated. Velez enjoyed stirring up gossip and often encouraged the rumors about her wild behavior. 3. Louise Brooks. Louise Brooks had a short but influential career in the film industry. She is remembered for her striking looks and unique acting style. Despite her success on screen, Brooks despised Hollywood. She preferred a life filled with sex, books, and gin, as one writer memorably described it. Brooks enjoyed living life to the fullest. She left her first husband, director Eddie Sutherland, after falling in love with George Preston Marshall, the owner of the Washington Redskins. However, she soon left Marshall to marry another man, whom she then divorced after less than 6 months. Brooks had many romantic relationships and even had a one-night affair with the famous actress Greta Garbo. She also often posed nude, embracing her sexuality and freedom. Her time in the film industry was brief. By the age of 26, her acting career was over. Despite her subsequent struggles with poverty, Brooks never regretted leaving the limelight. She faced many difficulties after her film career ended, but she remained proud of her decision to walk away from Hollywood. 4. Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe was one of Hollywood's most famous sex symbols, known for her stunning beauty and iconic roles in films like Some Like It Hot and The 7-Year Itch. She set a standard for Hollywood sexuality and remains a household name to this day. Monroe's personal life was as dramatic as her on-screen performances. Filled with high-profile relationships and tumultuous affairs, Monroe was romantically linked to many famous men, including actors, athletes, and politicians. Her marriages to baseball legend Joe DiMaggio and playwright Arthur Miller were widely publicized, partly due to her struggles with mental health and substance abuse. One of Monroe's most notorious affairs was with President John F. Kennedy. Their relationship was a poorly kept secret, and it caused significant tension. While Jackie Kennedy often ignored her husband's infidelities, Monroe's high-profile fling with was too public and too scandalous to overlook. The attention from this affair added to Monroe's personal turmoil. 5. Vivien Leigh. Vivien Leigh, best known for her unforgettable performances as Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind and Blanche DuBois in A Streetcar Named Desire, was renowned for her beauty and intense acting style. However, her path to success and her marriage to Sir Laurence Olivier were marked by ambition and controversy. Lee first saw Olivia in a play and boldly declared, "That's the man I'm going to marry." Her friend reminded her that she was already married. But Lee's ambition was relentless. She was determined to achieve her dreams, even if it meant leaving people behind. Olivia was also married at the time to actress Jill Esmond, who was pregnant. Despite this, Lee pursued him, following Olivia and his wife to their vacation spot in Capri. Their affair began there, leading to significant scandal. Olivia, showing little regard for his wife's condition, ended his marriage with Esmond, and soon married Lee. Lee and Olivia's marriage was passionate but tumultuous. Both were intense and driven individuals, which often led to volatile moments in their relationship. Their love story was as dramatic off-screen as the characters they portrayed on screen. 6. Jane Mansfield. Jane Mansfield, like Mae West, was known for her glamorous and scandalous lifestyle. She was a blonde bombshell who enjoyed countless romantic affairs and wild parties. One of her most famous moments was she caught the attention of actress Sophia Loren, who was photographed giving a side-eye to Mansfield's revealing cleavage. Mansfield had many lovers and was even rumored to have been involved with President John F. Kennedy. However, her most notorious connection was with Anton LaVey, the founder of the Church of Satan. Despite LaVey's claims, Mansfield denied having a romantic relationship with him. Instead, she enjoyed teasing him. According to LaVey's publicist, Mansfield would call LaVey from her Los Angeles home and seductively tease him while her friends listened in on the conversation. This was her way of mocking the obsessed Satanist. LaVey's claims of an affair with Mansfield only began after her tragic death in a car accident. He even went as far as to say that the accident was caused by a curse he placed on her lover. Sam Brody. 7. John Barrymore. John Barrymore was a legendary actor known for his remarkable talent and captivating performances. However, his personal life was marked by excesses in both alcohol and women, making him a notorious figure in Hollywood. Barrymore came from a famous acting family and quickly rose to fame with his powerful stage and film performances. Despite his success, he struggled with a deep need for excitement and pleasure, which led him to a life of heavy drinking and numerous romantic entanglements. Barrymore's love life was as dramatic as his acting career. He was married 4 times and had countless affairs. His first marriage to actress Catherine Corey Harris ended in divorce due to his infidelity. He then married poet Blanche Ulrichs, but this marriage also fell apart because of his drinking and affairs. His third marriage to actress Dolores Costello was equally troubled, ending in divorce. His fourth and final marriage to actress Elaine Barry was marked by public fights and eventual separation. In addition to his marriages, Barrymore had numerous affairs with many famous women, including actresses like Mary Astor and Greta Garbo. His charm and charisma made him irresistible to many, but his relationships were often short-lived due to his excessive lifestyle. But don't go anywhere yet, because the next story might just top them all. 8. Barbara Lamar. Barbara Lamar, born Ratha Dale Watson in Yakima, Washington, was a silent movie star who made just 27 films in her short career. Though not as famous as some of her contemporaries, her life story is fascinating. Lamar was driven by a desire to be a great tragedienne and dreamed of wielding a dagger on stage. A judge once described her as too beautiful to be in a big city, highlighting her striking looks. She started her journey to fame by traveling across the country with her second husband. However, she left him to marry her third husband, a dancer who was also a check forger. Eventually, Lamar made it to Hollywood, where she was noticed by the famous actor Douglas Fairbanks. She left her husband in 1921 and became known for her dramatic and liberated quotes, which resonated with the flappers and thinkers of the time. She once said, "I take lovers like roses by the dozen. I cheat nature. I never sleep more than 2 hours per night. I have better things to do. One loves to live only because one lives to love." Despite her fame and lively spirit, Lamar's luck eventually ran out. She died at the young age of possibly from tuberculosis. After her death, she was remembered as a fitting title for someone whose life was filled with both glamour and tragedy. British cult actress Diana Doris was famous for her glamorous and scandalous lifestyle. With her grand mansion, kitschy style, and wild parties, she became known for her notoriety. Doris was married 3 times and had numerous lovers, earning her the title of a wayward hussy from the Archbishop of Canterbury. Doris starred in many low-budget films, but her fame also came from the outrageous activities at her home. She hosted infamous sex parties at Orchard Manor in Sunningdale, Berkshire, where almost anything was acceptable. At these parties, guests would gather to watch grainy footage of unsuspecting couples having sex in one of the dimly lit upstairs bedrooms, transmitted via video link. The guests would laugh and cheer as they watched, making these parties the talk of the town. Her life was filled with drama and excitement, making her a controversial figure. Despite the scandals, Doris enjoyed her fame and lived life on her own terms, embracing the attention and controversy. 10. Daisy and Violet Hilton, conjoined twins. Daisy and Violet Hilton are best known for their roles in the movies Freaks and Chain for Life. They were born joined at the lower back and spine and rose to fame during the 1920s and 30s vaudeville scene. The twins were pretty, lively, and charming, and allegedly had many affairs. They enjoyed the high life in America, partying hard and taking numerous lovers. They also experienced marriage, divorce, and motherhood. Due to their conjoined nature, they had no physical privacy. The famous magician Harry Houdini taught them how to mentally tune each other out when needed, a skill they found especially useful in the bedroom. Their first affair was with a married friend, whose wife named them in her divorce proceedings. Daisy later tried to marry musician Jack Lewis, but he left her after 21 states refused to grant a marriage license, as marrying Daisy and Violet was considered bigamy. Despite their early success, the Hilton twins faced many challenges. They were often victims of their time and the harsh realities of Hollywood. As they grew older and were no longer seen as valuable in show business, they fell into poverty. Their later years were marked by hardship, and they eventually died under tragic circumstances. 11. Clark Gable. Clark Gable was one of Hollywood's most famous actors and notorious womanizers. He was married 5 times and had countless affairs with nearly all his co-stars. His womanizing began early in his career when he started acting in Oregon. Gable had an affair with a theater manager who was 17 years older than him. This set a pattern for him, as he found many older women who were willing to support him financially. Using the generosity of his female admirers, Gable rose to fame and secured a contract with MGM. His growing fame only increased his appetite for romance. He had a very public affair with Joan Crawford, which was so scandalous that MGM threatened to use the morality clause in their contracts if they didn't behave. Gable also had an affair with former child star Loretta Young, which resulted in a pregnancy. This affair caused significant trouble for MGM, especially since Young was not his wife. At the time, Gable was married to his second wife. Despite his reputation for infidelity, women were still drawn to him. Doris Day, one of his co-stars, described Gable as incredibly masculine, yet boyish, a combination that made him irresistible to women. Even though he was known for cheating on his wives and having numerous affairs, his charm and charisma kept women captivated. 12. Charlie Chaplin. Charlie Chaplin, known for his iconic roles in silent films, had a darker side that is less known. While his on-screen persona was lovable and innocent, Chaplin had a well-documented interest in very young women. He married 3 times, each time to a teenager, twice to 16-year-olds, and once to an 18-year-old. Chaplin was also known for organizing elaborate Hollywood orgies with his friend, Fatty Arbuckle. He was one of the early pioneers of the casting couch method, using his power to exploit aspiring actresses. During auditions, Chaplin would only communicate with the women using caption cards and mime, claiming it was to test their ability to perform in silent movies. However, the cards would become increasingly lewd and suggestive, as he coerced them into undressing. Film historian Kevin Browning revealed that Chaplin would go as far as fondling the actress's breasts in an exaggerated manner, mimicking silent movie acting. Eventually, he would make them stand naked while he threw custard pies at them. This bizarre and inappropriate behavior put a dark twist on what many people think of as harmless job interviews. 13. Errol Flynn. Errol Flynn was a famous actor known for his charming looks and roles like the original Robin Hood. He had a reputation for being able to get away with almost anything due to his boyish good looks and charisma. However, his troublemaking started early. Flynn was expelled from school multiple times, once for having an affair with a laundress. As his fame grew, so did his indulgence in booze and women. He was notorious for cheating on his wife, but the MGM publicity team managed to keep his image clean, even having him write an essay on Hollywood morality. However, Flynn's bad boy behavior eventually became too much for even the best PR team to handle. In the 1940s, Flynn's life began to spiral downward. He slapped a gossip columnist, took mysterious trips to Mexico, and allegedly developed a taste for underage girls. He was charged with 2 counts of statutory rape, but he managed to beat the charges despite the grim evidence against him. His wild lifestyle, including heavy drinking and numerous sexual relationships, allegedly made him unfit for military service because of alcoholism and venereal diseases. Flynn's reckless actions eventually caught up with him. He suffered from hepatitis and liver failure, and his career declined. He ended up acting on television, which was seen as a step down from movies during that time. 14. Marlon Brando. Marlon Brando was one of Hollywood's greatest actors, known for his roles in classic films like A Streetcar Named Desire and The Godfather. However, his personal life was as dramatic as his on-screen performances. Brando had a legendary sexual appetite and was open about his relationships with both men and women. Brando's charm and good looks made him a magnet for many lovers. He had numerous affairs with famous names, including Marilyn Monroe and James Dean. Brando's bisexuality was well known, and he didn't hide his attraction to both genders, which was quite bold for his time. From a young age, Brando was drawn to intense and passionate relationships. He often described himself as a person who needed constant excitement and adventure, which extended to his sex life. This need for excitement led to a lifestyle filled with countless romantic entanglements. He admitted that he found it hard to be faithful and often sought new experiences and partners. Brando's sexual addiction was partly driven by his emotional neediness. He struggled with feelings of insecurity and loneliness, which he tried to fill with romantic and sexual encounters. His relationships were often tumultuous and short-lived, leaving a trail of broken hearts. Do you think Brando's story is spicy? You won't believe what's coming next. And hey, while you're here, make sure to subscribe for more sizzling Hollywood tales. 15. Ava Gardner. Ava Gardner was a famous actress known for her stunning beauty and remarkable talent. She starred in many classic films and became one of Hollywood's most glamorous stars. However, her personal life was filled with drama and scandal, mainly due to her tumultuous love life. Gardner was married 3 times, and each marriage was filled with passion and conflict. Her first husband was actor Mickey Rooney. They married when Gardner was just 19, but their marriage lasted only a year due to Rooney's infidelity. Her second husband was bandleader Artie Shaw. This marriage also ended quickly, as Shaw was controlling and critical. Gardner's most famous marriage was to singer Frank Sinatra. Their relationship was intensely passionate and filled with public fights and reconciliations. Despite their strong feelings for each other, their marriage only lasted 6 years. Sinatra remained one of Gardner's great loves, and they continued to care deeply for each other even after their divorce. In addition to her marriages, Gardner had numerous affairs with many famous men. Her lovers included actors Howard Hughes, Robert Taylor, and bullfighter Luis Miguel Dominguín. Gardner's love life was a constant topic in Hollywood gossip columns, making her one of the most talked-about stars of her time. Gardner's need for love and excitement often led her into relationships that were intense but short-lived. She enjoyed the thrill of romance and was drawn to men who were equally passionate. This need for constant romantic adventure could be seen as a form of sex addiction, as she seemed unable to settle down and constantly sought new relationships. 16. Joan Crawford. Joan Crawford was a famous actress known for her dramatic roles and striking presence on screen. She became a Hollywood icon, but her private life was just as dramatic as her films. Crawford had numerous affairs with both men and women, making her love life a constant topic of gossip. Crawford's career began in the silent film era, and she quickly rose to stardom. Along with her professional success, she had a series of high-profile relationships. She was married 4 times, but her marriages were often troubled by infidelity and conflict. Her husbands included actors Douglas Fairbanks Jr. and French O'Tone, as well as businessmen Philip Terry and Alfred Steele. In addition to her marriages, Crawford had many affairs. She was known for her beauty and charisma, which attracted a wide range of lovers. Among her rumored lovers were famous actors like Clark Gable and directors like Vincent Sherman. Her relationships with women were also well known, although less publicized due to the times. She had romantic relationships with several women, including actresses like Greta Garbo and Barbara Stanwyck. Crawford's need for love and attention drove her into numerous relationships. She enjoyed the thrill of new romances and often sought out powerful and attractive partners. Her bisexuality was an open secret in Hollywood, and she was unapologetic about her desires and relationships. 17. Tallulah Bankhead. Tallulah Bankhead was a unique and unforgettable sex symbol known for her beauty, rebellious spirit, and sharp wit. She wasn't afraid to speak her mind, even if it meant alienating some people. Actor-writer Emlyn Williams once said, her voice was as deeply sensual as possible without drowning in it, reflecting her strong appetites and passions. One memorable story about Bankhead involves an actor named John Emery, whom she met during a summer theater circuit and married rather casually. Emery was attractive, talented, and good-natured. He also resembled John Barrymore, a famous actor known for his impressive profile. Many years earlier, Barrymore had revealed himself to Bankhead in his dressing room. She was so impressed that she vowed never to sleep with any man who wasn't as well endowed as Barrymore. Bankhead often claimed she kept this promise, even though she also claimed to have had over 500 lovers, suggesting she might not have been so selective all the time. Bankhead was known for her boldness and outrageous behavior at parties. One of her favorite tricks was to take guests to her master bedroom, pull back the covers from the bed where Emery was sleeping, and proudly exclaim, "Did you ever see a prick as big as that before?" This shocking display was just one example of her fearless and flamboyant personality. 18. Rita Hayworth. Rita Hayworth was one of Hollywood's most glamorous actresses, known for her stunning beauty and captivating performances. Her personal life was filled with dramatic marriages and affairs, making her a legendary figure in Hollywood gossip. Hayworth's most famous marriages included those to filmmaker Orson Welles and Prince Ali Khan. She married Welles in 1943, and they were considered one of Hollywood's most glamorous couples. However, their marriage was troubled by Welles's infidelity and demanding career, leading to their divorce in 1947. Despite their separation, they remained on good terms and continued to respect each other's talents. After her marriage to Welles, Hayworth fell in love with Prince Ali Khan, the son of the Aga Khan. They divorced in 1953, and Hayworth returned to Hollywood. Hayworth had 2 more marriages, both ending in divorce. 19. Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra, known as Old Blue Eyes, was not only a legendary singer and actor, but also famous for his high-profile love life. His numerous relationships and marriages made him a constant subject of Hollywood gossip. Sinatra's first marriage was to Nancy Barbato in 1939. They had 3 children together, but Sinatra's rising fame and numerous affairs strained their marriage, leading to their divorce in 1951. His most famous affair during this time was with actress Ava Gardner, whom he married shortly after his divorce from Nancy. Sinatra's marriage to Ava Gardner was passionate and tumultuous. Both had strong personalities, and their relationship was marked by intense love and frequent arguments. Despite their deep affection for each other, their marriage ended in divorce in 1957. Gardner remained one of Sinatra's great loves, and they stayed in touch even after their separation. Their union surprised many due to their significant age difference, with Sinatra being 50 and Farrow just 21. Their marriage lasted only 2 years, ending in 1968. Despite their brief marriage, they remained friends. In 1976, Sinatra married Barbara Marx, his 4th and final wife. Their marriage lasted until Sinatra's death in 1998, and Barbara provided stability and companionship in his later years. Throughout his life, Sinatra had numerous affairs with famous women, including Marilyn Monroe and Judy Garland. His charm and charisma made him irresistible to many, and his love life was always in the spotlight. Lana Turner was a glamorous actress known for her beauty and dramatic personal life. Her numerous marriages and high-profile affairs made her a staple of Hollywood gossip. Turner was married 8 times to 7 different men. Her first marriage was to band leader Artie Shaw in 1940, but it lasted only a few months. She then married actor-restaurateur Joseph Stephen Crane twice, first in 1942 and again in 1943 after their initial divorce. Their relationship was tumultuous, marked by frequent separations and reconciliations. One of Turner's most notorious relationships was with mobster Johnny Stompanato. In 1958, their relationship ended in tragedy when Turner's teenage daughter, Cheryl Crane, stabbed Stompanato to death, claiming she was protecting her mother from an attack. The incident was ruled justifiable homicide, but it cast a long shadow over Turner's life and career. Turner continued to seek love and stability through multiple marriages, including unions with millionaire Henry J. Topping Jr. and producer Robert Eaton. However, none of her marriages lasted, and her personal life remained tumultuous. Cary Grant was one of Hollywood's most beloved actors.